Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is a MacVoices update for January 2018. First off, Happy New Year. I hope your holiday celebrations were safe and that you had a great time with family and friends and that you got everything you wanted on your holiday gift list and you're ready to dive back in because that's exactly what we're going to do. This time around, we have a number of things to cover, so I'm going to get right to it. First up is our Patreon update. We have a number of new Patreon supporters, as well as some who had joined last month, and I absolutely appreciate everyone's support at every level. This month, at the bronze level, we have Dakar's F and Prop P. I'm going to abbreviate it that way because he used a handle, and I'm not sure he wants it stated the whole way. So Prop P, if that's okay with you, that's the way I'm going to refer to you. If not, let me know, and we can fix that in the future. At the silver level, we have Mike D., Chuck P., Jim T., Frank P., Max C., Norbert F., and MN. And at the gold level, we have RVS. So far, we don't have anyone at platinum. Thanks to everyone who has joined as a patron. If you're able to support the show at any level, it definitely helps make things better for us. If you're not able to support, I completely understand. But there are other ways to support other than joining Patreon. First, you can give us positive reviews in iTunes. That always helps push things up a little bit and give us a little more credibility. Second, as always, you can like our posts on Facebook. You can share our posts on Facebook. You can share and retweet and like the posts on Twitter. Everything goes to giving us a little more visibility for both advertisers and new viewers. And those kind of things are absolutely always appreciated. The MacVoices publication schedule will be a little bit off for January and possibly even into February, as always, because I'll be leaving shortly for Las Vegas and CES. And that means that while I'm there, I'm focused more on gathering the interviews and getting the information rather than actually pushing it out to you, because I like to make sure it's edited. I like to, have it published as a MacVoices show. And that just simply takes time. So, most likely the first whole week of the year, you won't be seeing anything from me. But then after that, things change, and this is where I need for you to pay a little more attention maybe than you usually do, especially if you're a subscriber. I can't control the settings in your podcatcher. And what happens is that if I publish more than one interview per day, which I often do, your podcatcher may not be set up to capture all of those. So let me give you a quick example here. If your podcatcher scans the MacVoices feed Monday at 8 a.m. and it sees no shows, okay, fine, it just moves on and that's it. Tuesday comes, but during Monday, I may have published 3 or 4 different conference-length interviews. And again, that sounds like a lot, but keep in mind that these are the 4 to 10-minute variety that we do at conferences. So I may dump 4 interviews into the feed. Tuesday morning comes, and your podcatcher sees that there are 4 new shows in the feed. But if your podcatcher is set up only to capture the most recent new show, then it will only pick up the last show that I published and not the 2 or 3 prior to that. I hope that makes sense, because it does to me, because I've had it happen to me, where I'm missing shows and I couldn't figure out why. So the solution is for you to check your podcatcher, check your settings, make sure you're set up to get all of the unpublished shows in a given feed, or just to watch MacVoices, watch our YouTube channel, watch the Facebook group, and make sure that you're seeing everything that's out there. Now, that doesn't mean I expect you to watch every one of the interviews. Far from it, because CES is kind of all over the place. I look for things that I'm interested in, that I think you would be interested in, or that I think you should know about. And of course, inevitably, we run into some old friends and like to have them on the show as well to let you know what they're up to. So pick and choose what you find interesting, but keep in mind, again, that these are conference-length shows and will only be anywhere from 4 to 10 minutes in length. So even if you do commit to watching everything, it's not like you're going to be spending hours doing it. The other thing, too, that you can do is make sure you're subscribed to the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter. If you don't, you might not know that for each show, I embed the YouTube link so that you can play the interviews right within your email client. But also, some people have kind of missed this, that there's a little blue speaker icon down in the bottom right corner of each entry. If you click that, you link to the audio version, and again, it will play also in your mail client. So that way you can take a good visual look at what is there and what we've published. And if you've missed something or want to listen to it or watch it right then, you can do so right from within the dispatch. So by all means, please check the MacVoices website. You can sign up on the front page or also by going to MacVoices.com/newsletter. Sign up. It's a once a week thing where we bring you up to date with what's going on with MacVoices. And in this case, have a listing of every single show we will do at CES. And speaking of CES, if there's someone you want to hear from or a product you would like me to look into while I'm there, please drop me an email at chuck@macvoices.com. Now, I'm not going to make any promises because, number one, not everyone, as hard as it is to believe, with the scope of the show is there. And number two, the scope of the show really is enormous. So sometimes it's just not possible to get to every location to see everyone you want to. But if there's someone that you want to hear from or something you want to see, please let me know and I'll try to put it on the priority list. And along the same vein, I'm in the process of working on the upcoming show schedule for the first part of 2018. So once again, if there's someone you want to hear from, if there's a topic you would like to see covered or a product you'd like to see talked about, please drop me an email, again, chuck@macvoices.com, and let me know. Sometimes vendors are happy to come on the show. Sometimes they're a little hesitant. I never quite understood why, but sometimes that's the case. And sometimes the scheduling challenges are just too much, or they end up taking a lot of time to work out. But regardless, the point is that if there's something you want, please let me know, because I have plenty of ideas of the people I want to talk to and things I want to talk about, but I also want to make the show about you. So that's it for this MacVoices briefing for January 2018. I want to thank all our patrons for their support. I want to thank all of you for all the feedback and comments on Facebook and email, on Twitter. I love that because it not only teaches me some things, but it also helps me deliver the kind of show that you really want to see. And at the risk of sounding like an advertisement, make sure you're checking out MacVoices magazine, because I flip a lot of really great articles from my web surfing in there. And each day I take one of those articles and post it as an article of the day in the Facebook group to give it a little extra oomph, because I think it's information you really need. So with that, I will see you soon from Las Vegas and CES. In the meantime, thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our MacVoices Facebook group and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us at patreon.com/MacVoices and join these folks who help keep MacVoices coming to you. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.